Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny content-related video on the Rise of Iron expansion. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Iron Banner, the loot that I received, how good the loot drops were this time around, and also the Supremacy game mode. It wasn't a matter of who got the most kills anymore. It didn't even matter if you got kills. As long as you captured crests and helped out your team, you were a success in the Iron Banner. And that was really good because people that aren't really good at Crucible were at least able to help out their teammates and actually feel like they were a part of something greater. With this, Iron Banner this time around was also more forgiving, giving you more loot, giving you more guns, armor, shaders, emblems, and ghosts and sparrows. And the thing with this is the loot haul was crazy. This time around, I was able to level up my characters to max light level and higher, getting one of my Guardians to 387. My Warlock here can actually reach a max light of 387 now with the Outbreak Prime. And that, my friends, is absolutely crazy. I didn't really think that the Iron Banner would be this forgiving this time around, but I got almost every single weapon, almost every single armor piece, and I even got the Sparrow, a shader. I didn't get the emblems, and surprisingly, the emblems are showcased on the screen now. Those are the two emblems you were actually able to acquire in the Iron Banner this time around. I was not lucky enough to get them, but hey, it's something you can work towards in the next Iron Banner if you haven't gotten them already. And if you didn't go into the Iron Banner this time around, let me go over some of the loot that I actually went in the Iron Banner this time. Going over my Warlock, I will go over the armor first. The Iron Saga hood, I got Intellect and Discipline, 64 and 45. Also, the stats on it are pretty common, but hey, it still works out for my favor because of that Intellect and Discipline. Also, a very high light level. Then we've got the Iron Saga gloves, and we also got more Iron Saga gloves. As you can see, I can change out Intellect and Discipline, Discipline and Strength, and Discipline and Strength. If I really wanted to run a Discipline and Strength build, I could. But actually, I'm going to use these three gauntlets here as infusion material. Other than that, I did get the Iron Saga gloves, and this is what they look like. And it does have fusion rifle loader, which is pretty okay in Crucible. We've got energy projection, and we've got impact induction. Then we've also got the chest piece for my Warlock. We also got the chest piece on my Hunter and my Titan. We ended up getting Void Recovery and Void Armor with the sniper rifle ammo, which is great for me, and then the hand cannon ammo. Occasionally when I'm running the last word, this would be good. Then we've got increased intellect and discipline, which is what I love to run. I've got a bunch of intellect and discipline rolls now, and as you can see, my intellect and discipline are fairly high. I could lower down on strength a bit to raise these two up even more, but we haven't even leveled these up yet. If I level these up, I would actually have the intellect and discipline I need. Then we've got the Iron Saga Bond. Now, the Days of Iron Steps are the Iron Lord's regalia out of the record book. I wasn't able to get the boots from the Iron Banner, but still, it goes along with the Iron Banner theme, and it looks great. Then we've got the Iron Saga Bond, like I said before, and we have the normal Crucible Champion. We've got Scout Rifle Focus and the Sidearm Focus, which are two things I love running in Crucible. Then we've got increased intellect and strength. This is where my strength comes from. I could actually change it out. I believe I do have an intellect and discipline roll right here, but it's a lower light level, so if I really wanted to, I could flip it over. And as you can see, my intellect and discipline are even higher, and I could get these both maxed out to 300 now. Then we also got these, the Colavance's Choice, which is the Warlock's artifact. I got a lot of these. I did infuse them into a bunch of different items. As you can see here, the Memory of Radghast is 374 now. The Memory of Fellwinter is 372. This is 384. And this is 384. And as you can see, I've been infusing these as infusion materials because they're not actually very useful. Then we ended up getting the Ghost. We got a bunch of these shells actually halfway through the week, and I believe I've gotten a total of 7 of them. It was really cool to actually get these, and yes, I do have the Discipline and Strength roll. I do have an Intellect and Discipline roll on my Hunter and also on my Titan because I needed those rolls. I just decided to run with my Iron Song Shell on my Warlock instead, so we'll flip that back over. Then we ended up getting 2 Silvered Dredge. Now, the Silver Dread is actually really good. I actually believe it's better than Quillam's without being leveled up. Now, when it is leveled up, if you have the roll that I have, you would end up running Handlaid Stock with armor-piercing rounds and rangefinder. I also run Accuraz Ballistics, but you could run the aggressive ballistics or you could run linear compensator depending on what you like to run. You also have reinforced barrel, field scout, and also life support. Now, if I was running inside of PvE, I would be running more on the reinforced barrel, the field scout, and life support, possibly using rangefinder, not too sure, but if I was in a pinch and I really needed the life support, it actually is there and it's useful. Now, we also have a different role, which I'll just run through it really quickly. Small bore, braced frame, quick draw, snapshot, counterbalance, and army of one, which is still a fairly decent role, especially for a machine gun, along with the EXTRAS ballistics and the linear compensator once again. Now moving on with the special weapons that we ended up receiving, I got the Binding Blaze, which I love this roll on the sidearm. Okay, so we've got actually, let's go over the roll that I love. Okay, Binding Blaze, the Void one. We ended up having the speed reload with the reinforced barrel. We ended up having quick draw with high caliber rounds. Then we had rangefinder and Zen Moment. Now this, for a sidearm, is actually a fairly decent god roll. What we have is Zen Moment, rangefinder with high caliber rounds, and reinforced barrel, allowing this gun to be very accurate and very devastating in the Crucible. Then we also have the Iron Warrior sights and the Iron Vigor sights. I haven't used either of these sights on it yet, but I do think that this one would be fairly decent for the recoil control. Now this one would also be kind of decent probably, but I don't believe I'm going to be using this. I believe I'll be using the middle tier here. Then we ended up having a different version of it, the Binding Blaze, which was solar, and this one was different. This was speed reload with oiled frame, quick draw, feathered mag, reactive reload, and crowd control. Now, I am going to try to make a video of me using this one inside of Crucible to see if any of these combinations would actually match up to be a really good striving force in Crucible. So stay tuned for that video. Then we have a lot of the Proud Spire shotguns. Now, the rolls that I have here, there might be a couple that are good, but that is for you guys to decide in this comment section down below. So when I go over the rolls on these, let me know which one you would use. Let's go to the Proud Spire with the solar damage. We've got rifled barrel, we've got oiled frame, snapshot, feathered mag, full auto, and battle runner. Then we have the EXTRAS ballistics and field choke, along with the linear compensator. Next up, we have the ARC version of it, which is going to be the EXTRAS ballistics, field choke. We ended up having reinforced barrel this time, braced frame, single point sling, appended magazine, replenish, and crowd control. Then we had the Void version of it, which as you can see I got one of each, and this is going to be the small bore, braced frame, quick draw, casket mag, full auto, and rangefinder. Now, I would actually probably grant that you guys are going to tell me the Void one, but let me know down in the comment section below again which one you guys would use inside of the Crucible, and I will make a video detailing that specific shotgun for you guys. Now, moving on with the primaries that we ended up getting, and as you can see I did get a lot of primaries, a lot of unbent trees, and a lot of Proud Spire shotguns, along with 2 Clever Dragons and 2 Distant Stars. Now, with these, we've got the unbent tree going first, and we've got a lot of different rolls, so you guys are going to have to tell me once again which roll you would use inside of the Crucible. The unbent tree, the very first one first. We end up having small bore, reinforced barrel, snapshot, casket mag, glass half full, and feeding frenzy. Now what I would use for this one specifically, and this is the one that I would actually decide to use myself, is glass half full with the snapshot with small bore. That's what I would use. I don't know why I would use reinforced barrel for the range, but actually I'm going to tell you why. The stability is very low on this weapon, especially with how fast it fires. Small bore would actually be very effective. Then we've got the iron sights and the iron range scope. Now, with the rest of these, they're going to be different, and I'm just going to run through them very quickly. First off, we have perfect balance, injection mold, snapshot, feathered mag, glass half full, and hip fire. Next up, we have perfect balance, braced frame, lightweight, armor-piercing rounds, and persistence with focused fire. Next up from that, we have the Send It, reinforced barrel, quick draw, armor-piercing rounds, rangefinder, and focused fire. And the final one we ended up getting perfect balance, injection mold, snapshot, feathered mag, glass half full, and hip fire. Again, comment down below in the comment section which auto rifle you would use over the other ones. Next up, my two personal favorites out of the Iron Banner this far is the Clever Dragon and the Distant Star. Both of them are incredibly good inside of the Crucible. First off, we're going to go over the very first Clever Dragon, then the second one, then we're going to go over the two Distant Stars. First Clever Dragon is going to have hammer forged with braced frame, lightweight, casket mag, head seeker, and unflinching. And yes, the two sights are going to be the exact same across the board. It's Iron Warrior sights and Iron Range scope. Now, this one, I actually like the roll, just because of the fact that I could get the increased agility, or I could just have casket mag, which would be nice to have. Then I have the hammer forged and the braced frame. Now, I could get the stability, or I could get the range. Along with head seeker, actually makes this a fairly decent combo. Now, which one would you like the best? Because I have another one that's actually fairly good too. This one has hammer forged with injection mold, snapshot, feathered mag, glass half full, and secret round. Now for this one, I would run the snapshot with the glass half full and the hammer forged. Now on the actual clutch in a game, I would actually release half of my magazine, and I would end up running hammer forged, snapshot, and glass half full, and using only half of the bottom half of my magazine. This would allow for more damage, and it's already fairly accurate, and it's a pulse rifle. With the snapshot, I could pull my gun up fast and unload on somebody and give an unforgiving amount of damage because of glass half full. Now moving on, we ended up also getting the Distant Star. The Distant Star I heard was really good. Haven't actually tested it out very much inside of the Crucible because I haven't been able to level them up, but I will be going over this specific role inside the Crucible because it's my most favorite and prized possession out of Iron Banner thus far. And it runs the Iron Warrior sights with the Iron Range scope. Then it has hammer forged. It has injection mold, which I'm not going to use. It has lightweight, which I'm not going to use. It has armor piercing rounds, which I'm definitely going to use. And then it's got rangefinder and firefly. Now, for the PvE role, I would run hammer forged, armor piercing, firefly. For PvP inside of the Crucible, I would run hammer forged, armor piercing, and rangefinder. Do you guys agree with me? Leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Now, going over the last bit of stuff that we have the shader. Now, for the shader itself, it looked fairly decent. It was a lot of brown and gray colors, but it was okay. I do wish I did get the other one, and I did not, sadly. But we don't need to go over that shader just now. I'll show it in a later video once I get it. Moving on, we didn't get any of the emblems, sadly. It was really sad to not actually see us get any of the emblems. But I will go over some of the other shaders. If you've gotten the Blacksmith shader, which is a very rare and prized shader, you would end up having the Iron Lord's armor or the Iron Banner armor look like this. If you ended up getting the Eru's Passage from Trials, you would have the armor look like this. You've probably noticed in a lot of my videos I'm running this style of armor because it's my favorite. We have the Queen's Web, another basic shader that everybody has. We have Bone Marrow from King's Fall, which looks fairly decent as well. I like the silver and the red. We've got Valsgard, which is out of Crucible, which looks really good as well. And then we ended up having the Old Guard, which if you had the Refer a Friend, this is pretty much the one that you would end up having, which looks great also as well. Now, Knight Errant is the Iron Banner one, and we have the Iron Revelry to go along with it. And as you can see, it's just the Iron Banner Sparrow. It looks really good. The gold and the green matches the Iron Banner Ghost. Also, I actually really like riding around with this inside of the Plaguelands because a lot of people just end up looking at my Sparrow, and I've actually stopped for a minute, went downstairs, got something to eat, and a couple people were just staring at my Sparrow while I was on it. It was actually really cool. So whoever was watching me then, thank you guys. Now, here is the HEBRIDEAN THOUGHTCRIME, which you can receive out of the Iron Banner still. It is still an available reward, but it is very rare. I haven't seen anybody get it other than 2 people inside of Iron Banner. Receiving me, receiving it out of Iron Banner, and then one of my buddies receiving it out of Iron Banner. So if you guys try to farm for this, it might take a little while, and be patient, but it still is a reward out of Iron Banner. And there you have it, Guardians. That is all the information for this video. It is nighttime next to the Traveler now, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. And if you did, drop a like. Comment down below any of your thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns. Let me know any of those guns that you'd use inside a Crucible. And again, Guardians, I will see you all Starside in the next video.